There is nothing better than Christmas Day hoops as we see an undermanned Southeast Melbourne Phoenix come up against the Tasmanian JackJumpers. Tassie are currently sitting third on the ladder, so you can see that they're heading into this one as favourites. For my same game multi, well, this has been tough. I've gone Alan Williams, who's up against that Magnay and Lee combination for points under. Jordan Crawford, he's been impressive in his last three outings, 22, 30 and 29 consecutively. And well, I've got Tassie for the win. Merry Christmas and enjoy the hoops.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Christmas Day, a time for friends, family, presents, and back-to-back NBL action. First up, Tasmania. There'll be no season greetings as Alan Williams and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix fly into the nest.
An absolute gift for Mitch Creek. What a dish from Big Sauce.
Waiting for the feast are these hungry JackJumpers.
Milton Doyle is carving them up. Oh, Marcus Lee stuffing it home.
The stars are out. It's a Merry Swishmas. Christmas Day NBL Game 1, Tasmania, Southeast Melbourne starts now.
Hello and welcome to My State Bank Arena. The Tasmania JackJumpers getting ready to play host in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Tassie's first Christmas Day game. The energy in here is electric in My State Bank Arena, and I'll tell you what, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have never been more desperate for a win. 3 losses in a row, and they're coming into enemy territory today as we look at the Mitsubishi Motor Stand. The JackJumpers flying, Southeast Melbourne, Peter Hooley, just struggling a little bit of late.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I undermanned without Mitch Creek once again, but this place is rocking. We know the Ant Army gets up and about, but it's Christmas Day. The sun is shining here in Hobart. They've got the Christmas jerseys on, which I've been lucky enough to get my hands on. I've been told to give it back. That's not going to happen. I'm excited for this one because it's a danger game for Tassie. The Phoenix need to win.
I'll tell you what, it's a danger game for anyone who's coming up against this man, Jordan Crawford, entertainment personified. He has been a revelation this year for the Tasmanian JackJumpers, and he is just entertainment.
I mean, he's unbelievable. The way he can move with the ball, the way he can put points up in quick succession is exactly what they've missed the last 2 seasons. We know Tassie is an unbelievably good defensive team, which they were slower until Magnay came back, but they always needed someone else to take pressure off in terms of putting points on the scoreboard. They have Milton Doyle, they have Jack McVeigh. This year, they added Jordan Crawford, and not only can he do that, but boy, he's fun to watch when he gets going.
It's the two-headed monster for the JackJumpers, Milton Doyle and Jordan Crawford, and we saw when Milton Doyle had to step away and head to the States for a week, Jordan Crawford stepped up and shows us why he is the head of the monster.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and again, he can do that, and they're going to continue to coexist and get better as the season goes on, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, how about this man right here, NBA Will Magnay. We'll see him there one day, but right now we get him in Tasmania, and he's been the difference maker on the defensive end ever since he's returned from injury.
Yeah, no doubt. They were really poor in the first half of the season until he came back from injury, and now they're elite once again. His rim protection is one thing, but what he's doing in his production in under 20 minutes per game is unbelievable. His minutes are going to slowly continue to increase. I spoke to him before the game and said, when are you going to give me 25 minutes? He said as soon as coach lets him, he's ready to go. But right now, it doesn't matter what production he plays, how many minutes he plays. Sorry, his production's going to be up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, minutes restrictions, they fly out the window when you're playing good basketball and you're in need of a win. I expect to see that. But Will Magnay, his task gets tougher than ever because he's coming up against a guy who at the beginning of the season was leading the MVP contention. His personal performance hasn't really dropped off, but if you want to win the MVP, you got to be stacking up those wins next to your name.
Yeah, you do, and again, we keep talking about them being undermanned without Mitch Creek. Craig Muller got injured a few weeks ago. They're going to need another big game from Alan Williams, and probably one of his biggest to date, and he's got a huge task ahead of him because Marcus Lee's going to start, and then Will Magnay. They have that two-headed monster that he's going to have to go against, and look, he's got a green light. Doesn't matter how many shots he takes, they know that the Phoenix have any chance to win this one. It's a massive game by him. It's a massive game by Nader and Gary Brown as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are set to pull off a massive upset, then this is the X factor that they need. Abdel Nader, over 200 games of NBA experience, has sat out a long, long time with a knee injury. He's going to need to find his feet tonight. 2 games in, the third is going to have to be special for them to get the win.
And normally when you bring in a key piece midway through the season, you understand it takes a while to get acclimated, right? You don't want to step on toes, you don't want to try and change somebody else's role. The silver lining is here for Abdel Nader. Right now, with their undermanned and they need points, he needs to come in and realise he can take 20 shots. He can come in and get them up because he is fun fun to watch already in his limited opportunities. I'm looking forward to him to have more of an increased role tonight and hopefully cause a bit of trouble for Tasmania.
Anytime you get that NBA experience, it just takes a little bit of time to adjust to the Australian game. And Pete Hawley, it is starting to liven up in here. As electric as always in a sold-out MyState Bank Arena. Jack Heverin, it's time to get this one underway.
Thank you very much, Felix, and Merry Christmas to everyone joining us around the world. The Hungry Jacks NBL. Andrew Gaze, Liam Santamaria. Alongside me, there's the Tasmania starting lineup. Merry Christmas to both of you. Great to see you.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you and all our audience out there. This is going to be a good one. Looking forward to it. This right here is the most consistent starting lineup in the competition. They've started all 16 games, and you've seen a lot of them, and they've done very, very well as a starting unit. And here's a bit of a mystery about how this combination is going to work. Matt Kenyon and Ruben Tarangi would not have been in the plans of the coaching staff at the start of the season as being starters. And as Hulls mentioned, interesting to see how Nader goes.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, fellas. And fascinated to see if the Phoenix can pull off a Christmas miracle, because they're going to need to really turn up to get this one in enemy territory.
The Phoenix have lost their last 3 games by a combined margin of 75 points. Something special is going to have to happen tonight for them. And Matt Kenyon aggressive to start with. And off the top, can we just reference the Tasmania JackJumpers outfits and what they are wearing on Christmas Day? They look unbelievably good.
Very, very well done. Matching up with some of what people are wearing in their lounge rooms and at their dinner tables right around the country. Drew, you've got some particularly festive. You're getting in the mood.
I tried to come in the mood, the nice red shirt, but this is a very important game for the Phoenix, and 1 of 2 for Kenyon. Tough environment, but we saw them a few weeks ago. Now, I know Mitch Creek was there, but we saw them come in to the Sydney Kings and just do a number on them. So they do have it in them on any given night to perform to a really high level. And Gary Brown, we haven't spoken about him, but he's been down on form, and he needs to have a big one as well.
And Ruben Tarangi from a long way out. Offensive rebound by Alan Williams. He's going to have to be enormous for them tonight if there any chance.
Jeez.
Kenyon can't score. Eventually, Marcus Lee takes care of it. And the JackJumpers second on the table. 4-3 in this gym across this season.
Milton Doyle's another one, missed his first shot. He's had some troubles the last 3 games, only averaging 10 points across those 3 games, but that's an encouraging sign. Has all sorts of trouble from point blank, but just walks into a 3 and knocks it down.
He's been shooting it pretty well recently. Alan Williams showing more and more confidence from long range as the Phoenix jump into a little zone.
Left Trimick wide open. He's a 35% three-point shooter, and he made that look easy.
That's the risk when you throw in the zone defense. Can you get to shooters that are open on the arc? And the JackJumpers have predominantly shot the ball pretty well from long range this season.
Williams, same spot. Can't repeat the dose. Phoenix can reset. Gary Brown's another who has been very quiet in their recent losses. And Faye's fouled by Tarangi.
And they've had their problems on the defensive end, and that's why they're going to the zone. We take a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Alan Williams just comes down, walks straight into the 3-ball, and you can see the defense collapsing. And these days, trying to play extended periods of zone when you've got such great offensive talent right across the league, it's generally when you're in a zone, you're trying to camouflage some of your deficiencies, generally. And I'm pretty sure that's what the Phoenix are doing, and I don't like it. I don't like it particularly to start with, because to me, it's a very negative way to go about it, rather than just trying to do what you need to do in the man-to-man situations. And you know, you can junk up your defense in man-to-man and play different strategies and try and create a level of confusion where there's just a touch more accountability than what you can sometimes see in a zone defense.
Just a little bit of blood on the court. Sold-out crowd at My State Bank Arena. I mean, we say that so often, Liam, about Tasmania home games, so that's not new. But the fact that it's a Christmas Day game and it's a sellout and it was sold out very quickly, that's very special.
Yeah, it is. And it's special when you're playing NBL hoops on Christmas Day. And it's great to see the Jack Jumper fans get around it. You boys score anything in the gift department early doors today?
I had a huge win.
Oh.
Big ticket item.
Oh, no.
Phone jumps in, the new Odie Cologne. I didn't have the time to really
New
get
phone.
in it.
It's about time.
So you can get rid of that Nokia 3210 once and for all, can you?
The Motorola.
What are you going to do with that
The
snake?
Motorola Flip. No, I'm looking forward to it. It's the latest Pixel type, what do they call it? Google
no.
thing. But
Don't try.
apparently a leak when it comes to the videos and the pictures.
Are you going to be able to set it up?
No. Drimmick with his second of the night.
Well, they're setting up good looks.
They are.
The Jack Jumpers moving the ball as they usually do. They've found Drimmick here for back-to-back open looks from long range.
Tarangi fouled and won.
Oh, no.
And that is not good.
Gee. Oh, just the land. Oh, I think he's got winded. I think he's winded. Just got his legs taken out from underneath him. Completely unintentional. Attempted block. And you come down on your back like that, and it can knock the stuffing out of you.
See what you did there.
You see where I'm
Drew,
going?
I saw it
Appreciate it.
from a long way away.
Had neon lights. Just flashing.
Wow, geez, you could see on his face in the replay there that he knew it on his way down, that his feet were out from underneath him and he was going to hit the deck hard.
He's as tough as they come too, Ruben Tarangi. So if he's coming off the court and he's sore, then it must have been a hard hit.
Well, a lot of it too is not only the hit, but the shock value. When you're in midair and you lose control of yourself, and you can be a very nerve-wracking situation. He's tough. He'll come back. I'm confident.
Well, they're going to need him because he played pretty well the other night. Ruben Tarangi, they didn't get the win against the Taipans, but he had 14 points, a season high. He's coming off back-to-back games in double digits, and they're on demand as it is. So they go deeper into the rotation without him. Ben Air checks in, knocks down the free throw.
No Mitch Creek tonight. Still absent, their superstar. Craig Moller out for the season with a significant knee injury. Gorjok Gak also not playing tonight. They are being tested against a very good and very well-drilled Jack Jumpers team. Jordan Crawford, a Christmas treat.
Well, he's in the spirit. Jordan Crawford, that was a tasty move that put Nader well and truly off balance.
Good response from Alan Williams at the other end.
Well, they need to be conscious of guarding the three-point line. 37% of Tasmania's scores have come from beyond the arc. That's the most of any team in the competition. And they've already started this one, a perfect 3 of 3 from the land of plenty. So when you're playing the Jack Jumpers, guarding the three-point line is vital. And so far, Phoenix haven't done a good job of it.
2 of 6 in the first quarter. Here's Alan Williams.
He picks up the foul down the other end. A little bit of frustration for him. This is a move from Jordan Crawford. Whoop.
Oh, on the skates, Nader.
Could not get back. A little slippery slide. And Crawford wide open from the perimeter.
20 points or more in his last 4 games, Jordan Crawford. Particularly with Milton Doyle, and we'll talk about him across the game, Liam. Just a little slow since he's returned from overseas for a family bereavement. Crawford's picked up the slack.
Big time. Averaging 25 across those 4 games as McVeigh goes to work. It's been a little bit up and down in recent times, but yeah, you're right. Without Doyle in the lineup for one of those games and a little bit below his best, Crawford has been sensational.
9 apiece. Alan Williams has 5 of Southeast Melbourne's 9 points, and you can add 2 more to the tally.
That's tough. That is a highly contested shot. And if they're the types of shots you're going to have to make, it could be a tough one for them, because not much more you can do other than prevention. Don't let him catch it that close to the hoop.
Pass 2 for Ben Ant. There's a fumble, and now they can reset the Phoenix. Shot clock down to 9.
Lee just got spooked because of the damage that he's had to deal with, and that's going to be his second. Fouls have been a problem throughout his time in the NBL. But what a luxury when he checks out. One of the informed players in the entire competition steps in for him in Will Magnay.
Playing game number 100 tonight, Will Magnay. Vague almost lost the handle. Magnay has his hands full with Alan Williams. Again, misses from close range. He thought he was fouled. Magnay on the trail.
Well, instant impact from Magnay. Stands up defensively in the first possession and then runs the floor. Gets himself to the free throw line. Here is the miss. Williams shooting less than 50% at the rim this season. Has missed a lot from that kind of territory that he, you know, you sort of expect him to make. Nonetheless, I like it from the Phoenix. Making a real focus of him in these first few minutes. Put 7 points on the board, draw a couple of fouls.
Well, Magnay's been sensational. He's shooting from the field. He's at 75% on the field goal of attempts he's putting in. But tough time of it from the free throw line, only at 55%. So if he can tidy up that work there, he would be an even tougher proposition.
Ben Hare lost the handle and a foul from Owen Foxwell. Let's get down to Pete Hooley, who's courtside.
Yeah, guys, I was speaking to a lot of the JackJumpers players before, and they treating this game as much as they love being part of the Christmas Day game playing at home, but they mean business. They had the shoot around this morning where all the family was invited, all the kids are running around. That was all the joy side of it, and they're coming in understanding this is a danger game, because we're already seeing it a little bit here for the Phoenix. They are undermanned. Everyone is expecting Tassie to win on their home floor, so they have a free hit. Everyone's coming out there. The leash is longer. Anyone can come in there and get some shots up. Really, Alan Williams and co can't take too many poor shots. They need to get points on the board one way or another.
No, it's true. And I think Williams has the potential to have a huge game if they make a focus of him. Can't keep turning the ball over, though. Air, Brown, and they've just been coughing it up here in these first couple of minutes.
McVeigh, his pass was too hot for Magnay. It's been a forgettable 60 seconds.
And the other guy, Drew, you were talking about earlier was Gary Brown. He checks out for a rest now. Abdel Nader comes back in. Brown's one that the Phoenix, Mike Kelly, really need to step up. Had the 6 points, the 6 assists the other night, also 6 turnovers. His matchup with Jordan Crawford in this one's a big one.
There it is, and they also need to find some points. Their last 3 games, they've only been averaging the mid-70s. And on the season, then they're in the high 80s. So they're without Creek there, the scoring has really suffered.
Crawford had his shot blocked. Vague and Nader got pieces of it each. But Nader flies to the other end. We've seen in the 2 games so far, he's not short in confidence offensively.
No, he's not. And certainly against the Cairns Taipans, he came out trying to make a statement. He let it fly. It was 4 of 16.
Doyle gave up his open look. Crawford with the shot clock winding down. Saw that Magnay had the seal. Good find.
Well, it was a good job by Owen Foxwell to front Will Magnay there. And he just needed Reece Vague to stay on the split line. As soon as Vague went walkabouts on the other side of the floor, the angle opened up. And now Magnay goes back to the strike.
Vague and Kenyon sit down. 2. Damian Martin, a legend of the Hungry Jacks NBL. He's He's the Defensive Player of the Year named in his honour. Big believer in Will Magnay, as all of us are, but he was quoted during the week in saying that if this Will Magnay keeps going, it's the sort of Will Magnay that could see himself back on NBA radars sooner rather than later.
He's been there before, and they've given him a really good close look. And it's the areas of the game that he's got to improve. He's a tremendous athlete, runs the floor really well, has been foul prone. Now, that's just a really poor decision by Williams. We know he's had foul issues himself, and these are the ones he's got to avoid. You can't just run in and push a guy in the middle of the chest, and that's going to be his second. So just when they need him the most, I'm good. He's praying. He wants to stay in. But this is just outrageous behaviour with Williams. There you see the initial contact. So maybe he's a little frustrated. Maybe he's not. But then he comes in and just completely bulldozes him over. And you just can't do that. There's no way. How do you expect to get away with it?
Especially with all the names that they don't have available. If there any chance tonight of pulling off a huge upset, it's going to have to be Alan Williams, who's not only their best player on the court, but out there for a long period of time as he misses again.
Mike Kelly, we let him play through at that possession. You know, he's given the thumbs up to the bench, Alan Williams. This is something we haven't seen over the course of the season. When he does get into foul trouble, Mike Kelly's saying, you know what? I'm going to let you play through it. I'm going to put some trust in you. And maybe he hasn't earned that trust, but he certainly hasn't been given a lot of those opportunities, but he's getting it here. 2 first-quarter fouls.
Great finish from Nader. It's a 3-point lead to the Phoenix. He's got all of the tricks. Felix spoke about him pre-game. Over 200 games of NBA experience. It does not happen by accident. Steindl, JackJumpers captain. Very good with his first look. Nader barges through Crawford. Williams takes care of the rest.
It's big, strong work on the glass.
He just takes up so much space when he's around there. It's hard to get into a position when he's that close to the basket, and down the other end we're seeing a foul. And really tough going by the JackJumpers on the offensive end. Only the 10 points.
Down the other end, Alan Williams, the foul trouble has been an issue, sure, but the offensive rebounding. 4 offensive rebounds already. He's got 7 points and 6 boards. 9 points.
Well, that QR code on your screen right now could be the ultimate bailout. If you haven't bought a Christmas present for someone that you love, or you might have forgotten. You're sitting around at Christmas Day and you think, oh no, Uncle Dave, I forgot Uncle Dave. Oh, no. Scan that QR code and get Uncle Dave and all of your friends and family some tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters World Tour next year.
Or as some of us would be fully aware, if Santa hasn't quite delivered, if there's just been a touch of disappointment, because Santa just perhaps maybe misunderstood some of the messages, Globetrotter tickets may just ease the pain.
That's a good call through it. It does happen from time to time.
It's a little too soon for that one, Drewy. I think it's Gary Brown with the deep jumper.
Meanwhile, big minutes now for Anzac Rosetto. The Southeast Melbourne DP has that Magnay matchup.
Well, they are, from that respect, isn't it? There's Ruben Tarangi back out there.
Told ya.
Anzac Rosetto has only played 13 games in his NBL career. And he's being called upon to play backup minutes on Christmas Day.
Yeah, no Gorjok Gak in the lineup as the backup centre. Reese Vague was out there for a minute, but Anzac Rosetto's now going to get that responsibility for these last 90 seconds of the opening term.
He's a big boy, 6'10", out of Auckland, New Zealand. He's enthusiastic. That's a nice pass for Kenyon. Extra one for Tarangi. Nice offense from the visitors.
Really good willingness to make the extra pass.
Deng tees off in transition. Offensive rebound. Crawford steps into his three. Jack Jumpers have been so good in first quarters. They've won all in their last 6 games, but look set to change here today.
Yeah, and they're struggling from the perimeter. They're 3 of 8 from long range, which isn't horrendous, but a lot of long twos as well in this opening term, and as a result, they've been pretty dry. Meanwhile, Kenyon let him off the hook there. There's no rim protection on the floor for the Jack Jumpers right now. Both Magnay and Lee on the bench. Attack the rim. Don't settle for early shot clock looks from long range.
Natives' pass was almost a turnover. And the Phoenix happy to use their full allotment on the shot clock and try and expand on this lead as they head to quarter time. That's not going to help their cause.
Well, that was poor. That was poor from Gary Brown. They had a 2-for-1. They didn't take it, and then they just threw the ball away.
Now to be Tasmania, who will look to finish off this quarter. In style, Crawford rattles out, tip rattles out as well from Krislovic. And it's the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix who take a 7-point lead in the quarter time. Christmas Day at MyState Bank Arena in Hobart. Stay with us. This is a very special day in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Alrighty, Tasmania, already feeling the vibe. It's ready to make it a little bit louder in here.
Christmas Day hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Tasmania Jack Jumpers playing host to Southeast Melbourne Phoenix at MyState Bank Arena in Tasmania. And it's the struggling Phoenix who have got off to a good start. They lead 19-12 at quarter time, have shot the ball pretty well across the first quarter as well. A couple of Mitsubishi Motors threes dropping for the Jack Jumpers. But the Phoenix, as we take a look at their Blackmore shot chart, well, that's the Jack Jumpers there, Drewy. It's there's a lot of red.
It's poor. 3 of 18. They're only 3 points they've made, field goals they've made have come from the 3-point line, and Phoenix are not that much better. They're 8 of 23 at 34%, so neither team really got it going. If you're the Jack Jumpers, you'd be talking mostly about your offense. You're looking at hold a team to 19 to 34% shooting. You go, things are not too bad. Milton Doyle gets it going to start it the second for the Jack Jumpers. It might just be a bit of Christmas nerves, maybe, because it's not like they were taking terrible shots. They had some really good looks.
A little too much ham over lunch, is that what you're saying?
A little something in that stuff.
A little extra applesauce?
The stuffing just left a bit of a bad taste in their mouth. But Milton Doyle, he's come out and made a statement with the first 2 possessions.
Well, he's the mince pie, just to solve all the
Love it.
problems.
I love every
Yes,
For
analogy.
everybody at the table, just arriving at the right time. They had not made a field goal from 2-point territory
Yes.
before Doyle's just gone whackety-whack to get them rolling.
Late clock for the Phoenix. Tarangi with his head down, blocked by Deng. Brown got it away before the shot clock expired, and Deng is a little sore here.
Oh,
dear.
jeez. Well, great defensive play to begin with to send it away.
When he landed.
He
come
came
down
down on
the-
someone's foot.
Yeah, he did.
Ouch.
And Ruben. Oh, there it is.
jeez.
Actually, I don't know if he actually hit the foot, just his foot was in a bad position. As he's landed, he's just gone over the edge of it. And unfortunately, it does not look good. That was a nasty twist, but there's not a player on this court, anyone that gets to this level, there's not a basketballer that hasn't experienced that exact action.
Well, you called it with Ruben Tarangi, Drewy. Will we see Majuk Deng?
I've got some grave concerns.
Dr. Gaze?
Because that was a nasty one. When it's the toe goes down first and then you roll over, it's a lot worse than just coming down and just going on the side and going over. And this to me looks a lot of toe first, and then the whole weight of your body just coming down. It's a shocking feeling.
That's it. Wrap him up. Put him under the tree.
Well, these days they've got a lot of magic sprays that they can go to. And
He's been good, Majuk Deng, hasn't he? He's been part of that bench unit for the JackJumpers that's been very productive. They scored over half their points the other night against Illawarra from their bench. He was one of the guys, the 4 guys, off the bench in double digits. And
Steindl was the other one.
Oh, geez, wasn't he good?
Nah, that's not good. Yeah, Steindl was, but that's just, again, every time I look at it, I just get...
Flashbacks?
There is a bit of flashback action going on, and I hate to be negative on Christmas Day and be a bit of a Grinch, but I don't think we'll be seeing him in this one, unfortunately.
A reminder still to come as soon as we finish up here. The Sydney Kings will play host to the Illawarra Hawks at Kudos Bank Arena. Matty Russell, Derek Rucker, Joe Healy, full teams assembled, and well, I've just seen a little sneak peek of Derek Rucker's Christmas Day outfit, and it is something else.
Is it nice?
Oh yeah, it is something else. Stay tuned for that. Not like Ruck to just fly under the radar. Steindl called for that one.
That first quarter with only the 12 points was the lowest quarter one of the NBL 24 that they've had so far. It's the second lowest all time. So it was unfortunately a historic moment for the Jackers.
Stay here. Got that new phone out, Drew? You're just doing a bit of research at quarter time on NBL Plus?
Nicely pixel.
Punch the right buttons in here with a bit of assistance from the family. The NBL family out there.
The NBL family.
Yeah.
3-point lead of the Phoenix. Brown, excellent pass for Kenyon.
Beautiful look. Just made it up as he went along, and good enough to find his open teammate underneath.
Here's Doyle in the mid-range. He scored all 6 of Tasmania's points in the second quarter.
By yourself!
Very quickly, Milton Doyle's got himself up to 6. Equal leading scorer for Tasmania. Here he comes again. Krislovic couldn't help it in. Phoenix have got numbers up ahead. This time Kenyon for Brown.
Oh. McDonald did a really good job of trying to get back. Went straight up. The arms come down. Looked like he got a lot of ball. Have a look at number 13 there, Sean McDonald. Out of position, goes up. Oh, that is all ball. Oh my. Goes straight up in my judgment, and gets all ball.
Clean as a whistle.
And I think they're going to have a challenge. There was enough of a delay with the wiping of the floor that the video guy, I think, behind, just give the coach.
Hands foul, right? Push, his hands are straight up, so.
Wow, that might change the equation a little bit.
It's interesting too, because the replay went up on the screen at My State Bank Arena. You could hear the crowd and they weren't happy.
So you think he asked the audience?
Maybe.
Jack.
Gee.
Maybe.
Drewy phoned a friend moments ago.
Did he come forward? That's the question. Goes up. No, I think he's still going to win this.
Yeah, because on the other angle, and you can see it a little bit there, here it is. The body foul is actually the push-off, the fend-off from Gary Brown.
He's going straight up.
That's clean.
That is clean.
Now, where is that going to sit, Drewy, in the ranks of Sean McDonald's career block count?
Not many, if any.
I think it's his first, isn't it?
Okay, Scribe.
Well, there is a stat on that the family were sharing.
We're waiting for our senior official. James Grigor, Ken Widgeon, Alex McEwen, your officials this afternoon.
The coach's challenge is successful. There was no foul on the play. We will restart the game with a jump ball in the centre circle.
Scott Roth successfully challenges. Halls, you had a very good look at that.
Did. I mean, Scott Roth didn't want to challenge. As we know, all the coaches have one of the assistant coaches with the screen ready to go, quick replay. He was a bit nervous, I think, to say anything, and then it was actually Will Magnay running on to substitute on, turned around to Scott Roth and said, you've got to challenge that, and he had a look upstairs and noticed that it was a pretty clear one. But what you do understand also is you heard his conversation with the referee saying, what specific foul was it? Realised it was a push, not a hands foul, so you knew he was probably going to win that one 100% rather than being 99.9% sure.
I think he would have even had a better chance if it was a hands foul.
Better than 100.
Yeah.
McDonald blocked by Nader, but there was some contact, and now the Phoenix might contemplate a challenge.
You didn't land safe. We got through here, let's go.
No, I wouldn't want to challenge that, because if that's with the bodies coming forward to block that shot, it was all ball, no doubt about that. But it's the body contact that would have hurt him.
Well, Sean McDonald's involved at both ends of the floor right now. He was very, very good last time out. Double digits, 11 points, 6 assists. He was 3 of 6 from long range. Tassie outscoring the Hawks by 22 during his minutes on the floor. He has become a real important piece to this Jack Jumper puzzle.
He certainly has, and Scott Roth's got a lot of confidence in him. Nader gets to the free throw line, because although he doesn't start Sean McDonald, when the game's in the balance, down the stretch, he's finishing a lot of those games. So he has earned the respect of Scott Roth and playing him big minutes down the stretch of tight games.
Del Nader makes the first. Really interesting signing, Liam. As Felix had highlighted pre-game, hasn't played for the best part of 2 years, but comes with exceptional pedigree.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get himself comfortable and find some form, he has the potential to be a very, very productive player in this league.
Williams blocks McDonald. Here's Nader, top of the key. No good that time. 1 of 5 to start the game. 3 minutes gone in this second quarter.
It's okay.
A lot of whistles, because it's a lot of contact. Both ends. Seen attacks on the rim. We saw what happened a couple of nights ago when Will Magnay rolled to the basket and Sean McDonald was involved, and we saw a hellacious alley-oop play.
Oh, no. Phoenix fell asleep. And that's a bad foul from Williams. Scares the crowd. Girls on the front row thought he was going to pip the ball in their direction for a moment. And he's going to head to the bench now with a third personal foul. Shoves Magnay there.
Wow, did he?
Oh, it didn't look like much from that angle. In live play, it looked like an easy call. He's going to stay out there.
This is a big move from Mike Kelly. He threw it upstairs for Magnay. Phoenix got all sorts of help to try and cut that off. Williams playing with 3 fouls.
Oh, wow. 4th.
The gamble does not pay off for Southeast Melbourne.
Well, it doesn't. And, you know, Williams, 3 of those fouls, and I put it in this category. This is on him. Don't be jumping into the guy when you've got 3 fouls. The first one was a blatant push. The last one before this one down the other end, as Liam mentioned, clearly there's an extending of the arm. Whether it's a lot of contact or not, it was an easy call for the officials. So that's on him, and Milton Doyle down the other end has just taken matters into his own hands in this second quarter. 8 points now for him, all coming in this quarter.
Timeout Southeast Melbourne, but Alan Williams is the big story here. 4 fouls in the opening half, so we won't see him again in this half, and then the question begs, how are they going to manage him in the second half as well?
Well, talking to Liam's point earlier on, how Mike Kelly can have any trust in him. This is not just a one-off. There is a consistent pattern of behaviour, which, to his absolute credit, he has acknowledged.
Get back to that in just a moment. Felix is out in the crowd at MyState Bank Arena.
Oh, it's a family affair over here in Tassie. I'm here with Kelly and Elena, of course, Jordan Crawford's mother and Jordan Crawford's daughter. Now, you guys have been all over the world to watch Jordan play. Where does Tassie rank on the list?
Oh, pretty high. Like, almost number 1. Number 1.
Are you just saying that because you're here and all these angry Tasmanians are listening?
No, number 1.
Now, I just want to tell you something now. If you want to know how popular Jordan Crawford is, have a turn around. Couldn't even get her own father's jersey because it was sold out. So whoever Bulk Nutrients is, I don't see him out on court, but they're going to be getting a lot of exposure in the States. How proud are you of Jordan and what he's been doing?
It's amazing. We're so proud of him. He's worked so hard for this.
And how cool is it to have a dad that's a pro basketball player?
It's amazing.
Mine's an engineer. Is that as cool?
Yes.
It most certainly isn't. Hi, Dad, but wish you could have played some hoops. Back to you guys.
Poor old Felix's dad getting a drive-by, as if he hasn't been put through enough in his life already by Felix.
Oh, no. Cool that they can be there with Jordan on Christmas, though. Yeah, see their loved one out there on the floor getting buckets, putting guys on skates.
It's no surprise, though, that Tasmania have sold out of Crawford jerseys.
No. No, he's a fun guy. Oh, no, geez. Nader falls asleep. He's had a post-Christmas lunch little nap there, and instead of catching the ball.
The scoreline will tell you that it's 23 apiece, but with momentum and feel right now, the Phoenix are in real danger of this getting away from them very quickly. Not that time, Doyle. Magnay monsters the offensive glass.
Well, that's going to be on. Look at the lineup that Phoenix have got in there. Alan Williams does the bulk of the heavy lifting when it comes to the work on the boards, and with him out, they go to a really small lineup.
Nader takes and blocked by Magnay, but a foul.
Good take from Nader. They're going to need him to be very aggressive and very good the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Will Magnay, who eventually blocks this shot, sends it away. He looks and feels like a man amongst boys right now. With Williams in foul trouble, with no Gorjok Gak in the lineup, the Phoenix have their hands full with Will Magnay at both ends of the floor.
Well, they do, and it's how they're going to turn it into their advantage down this end. Can you expose Will Magnay off the dribble and try and get him into some matchups, and great to see the Tasmanian fans really getting into the Christmas spirit as they've attended, sold out here in Tasmania.
We haven't seen Majuk Deng for a few minutes. Pete Hooley, what's the latest?
I mean, as we expected, he's not going to come back in this one. They're not sure how severe that ankle is. And unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of being on Christmas Day is that they'd likely have gone to send him for tests right now, but they're not going to be able to do that. So they'll just try and ice him up and get a check for tomorrow. And hopefully it's not as bad as it looked. But yeah, he's done for the game.
Dr. Gay's on the case straight away.
Well, experience, unfortunately.
Nader steps into the three. And Tarangi wrestles it straight off McVeigh. The Phoenix are now 1 of 9 from deep in this game. They swing to Vague, and now Air, who can knock it down from deep. And McVeigh comes up with it for the JackJumpers. Wide open Milton Doyle.
Wow, way off.
The shot clock down to 5. Doyle trying to isolate on Nader, crosses over, off the glass. Milton Doyle at his very best.
Well, it is, and he's too good to be just left out there in a one-on-one situation, no matter who's guarding him. And as you can see, Nader just trying to react. Late tries to take away that left hand, but just went by 2 defenders on that right side and no help whatsoever. And that's a breakdown, in my view.
Here we go.
Now he picks up his second personal. Nader checks out. They're going deep into the rotation. So Cody Statman, the DP, checks in. They really need a whole bunch of players to step up. And Anzac Rosetto, Cody Statman, they've got 2 DPs on the floor right now. Reese Vague with the ball in his hands hasn't been great this year back in the league. He needs to step up.
That'll help their cause from Ben Air. The other big factor for the Phoenix is some of their key players in this game have got foul trouble that Mike Kelly's going to have to navigate in this second half. We've still got 4.5 minutes before we get there, though. Brown steps back for 3. Offensive rebound, Rosetto. Air wasting no time. And this time it's Vague on the O glass.
Where they've dominated. O board number 12. Only still a couple of minutes to play in the first half.
Here's another one, Rosetto helps it back in.
Oh, Scott Roth calls for time. Offensive rebounds. The guys jumping, leaving the floor defensively. And the Phoenix just kind of wanting it a little bit more on that possession. Scott Roth wants to chat about it.
So snooze timeout. Southeast Melbourne lead by 1. Pete Hooley courtside at MyState Bank Arena.
Now, going to be tested for the Phoenix. He's going to be tested even more. Ruben Tarangi's done for the game. He just called for a substitution and basically went up to the physio and also went to the coaches. That cork from just landing straight on his hip has obviously tightened up a bit more. He can no longer go. Just got handed the ice pack, so that's really tough news for the Phoenix.
Gee. They're already down at the bare essentials, Southeast Melbourne. They've got Alan Williams with 4 fouls and Ruben Tarangi done for the night.
Well, they're up against it.
They are. And you know, they've got some challenges. I guess if you're trying to be positive about this, it's the JackJumpers haven't been able to take advantage of it. They're only shooting at 31% from the field, 9 of 29. And here are the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix with a 1 point lead, and they're only shooting it at 29%. Jack Rewalt, well, he's enjoying retirement. He has a beverage. He's got the party hat on.
Yes, he does.
And he's loving everything about the JackJumpers.
He's got a mustache that I'm sure that back in the halcyon Richmond days, Damien Hardwick wouldn't have allowed that mustache.
Gee, displaying the correct clapper technique.
Clearly, just what a relief. You know, the whole last 18 or so years, worried about the body fat, worried about every single crumb that you put in your mouth. Well, that's clearly no longer an issue.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just saying that he's got the freedom just
He's
to...
having a good time.
That's it.
Why wouldn't you?
100.
Did you have a blowout, Drewy, when you retired?
I am.
A couple of big nights.
I'm not suggesting
Cups
he's
of tea.
blown out yet, but I'm just saying it's just a relief not to have to think about that stuff. No, you've completely misinterpreted what I was saying. He's in magnificent nick.
Drewy retired and the Dilmar got a real workout after that. Ben Air fires away.
Never go away from the ever reliable. Just the regulation, Lipton, thanks.
Doyle on the move. What a second quarter he's having.
He's been really good. So many other Jack Jumpers just struggling a little bit at the offensive end.
It's all the same way, though, for Milton Doyle.
Just off the bounce,
Just
getting to his spots.
Spot down that middle third of the half court, just getting to his spots and being really efficient.
He's got 14 now. At over 50%, he's the only player in double digits.
Brown fires away from deep. Gary Brown's going to have to be enormous in the second half.
He and others. You know, everyone for the Phoenix is really going to need to play above themselves. They've jumped into a little zone here, dangerous. Trying to mix it up, get funky defensively as Crawford marches down Main Street. Can't cash in.
Jack McVeigh hasn't scored in this game, only the one field goal attempt. That's his second of the night, and it drops.
I don't like the zone, Drewy.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's... Here you see the Harvey Norman replay from Gary Brown. So he's got the isolation, the step back.
Nothing happened. Just keep it on.
Nothing but net. Down the other end of the floor, the zone, there's a lot of standing around. There's not much ball pressure. There's gaps left, right, and centre.
Well, he's gone to this because of what Milton Doyle's been able to do. Just get into the paint, and he's got all 14 points coming in this quarter, so he's been spectacular. So they try to fill the lanes with a zone defense, but it's very stagnant, and it really didn't do that last possession. They still got paint touches off the bounce.
Ben Air just getting into it a little with Jordan Crawford, chief antagonist. Ben Air. And Brown on the bounce. It's Rossetto who's fouled. And the Phoenix will be on the line.
Good take, good drop-off pass from Brown, and the poise from Rossetto. Didn't rush it. Big, strong power dribble. Contact with the shot blocker. Gets himself to the free throw line.
Down to Halls, courtside.
Well, you say chief instigator, you're talking a bit about Ben Air, but that was actually Anthony Drimmick and Reece Vague, their possession before. The referees came in and quickly had a chat about it, had to separate them as they really got close, chirping back and forth all the way down the floor, and now physicality's picked up, which is what we want on Christmas Day. We want these two teams to go at it.
And Zach Rossetto. We mentioned 21 years of age. Spent the winter playing with Taranaki in the NZNBL.
Now, he's a guy that brings a lot of fun energy to his group. Every team's got one of those guys. Ty Webster's that guy in Perth. Chatted about that during the week. Jack McVeigh, well, he was that guy in Adelaide. He's a little bit more of an older statesman these days, but Rossetto, big opportunity for him in this one.
Alan Williams, if you have just joined us, has 4 fouls. Hence the minutes that Rossetto's playing. It's the big talking point of the first half. Nader for 3.
But he's going to be a player. He is going to be a problem for a lot of teams. Now, he's not there yet. As mentioned, missed a lot of basketball over the last 20 to 24 months. And again, the zone defense, that middle, that free throw area, it's just barren. They can just, they're getting to that point either with the pass or the dribble way too easy.
And they've got some guys who love to operate in that space. Ben Air picks up the foul there on Jordan Crawford. He's going to step to the free throw line for the bonus. But McVeigh, Milton Doyle, Jordan Crawford, these guys all like to catch and make plays in that area.
Bonus 2.
Ben Air shooting at 87% from the line this season. He's 4th in the competition. The free throw percentage, 3rd in the competition, the 3-point percentage. He's shooting the basketball really well this season.
He's been really good. He's been exactly what they picked him up to be.
Last minute of the first half. Tough catch for Marcus Lee, and then there's Air.
The pass was way more difficult than the shot.
Go hold him! Go hold him!
Shot clock winds down to single figures. Back up top to Brown. Air puts the ball on the floor, but stripped of it by Crawford. He pulls up in transition from long range. Crawford makes it a 2-point game. Flop warning potentially for Tasmania, but they've got the ball back and that's all they care about. McVeigh, it's good. What a finish to the first half for the Tasmania JackJumpers. And My State Bank Arena comes alive.
Wow. Huge last couple of plays. McVeigh knew exactly how much time on the clock, got it off, and knocked it down. Back-to-back triples for the home team to go into the half with the lead.
Well, 20 seconds earlier, they had the ball and they were 5 points up. And the back-to-back threes just demoralising for a Phoenix team that was being able to just hang in there for big chunks of that first half.
Let's get down to Pete Hooley.
Abdul Nader, obviously not the way to end the half, but the one thing you have to do when you come into this venue is start strong, and the boys did that. What impressed you the most?
I mean, we just talked early in transition. That was a big thing for us, making sure we don't give them no easy layups and communicating on the defensive end, and this has been our strong suit so far.
Now, Alan Williams, 4 fouls, Ruben Tarangi done for the game. Your bench is going to be tested. What do you want to see from all these guys as they check in?
Everybody's got to step up. Everybody's capable, and they just got to step up.
Thank you. Good luck in the second half.
An electric finish to the first half and a surprising 1-point lead to the JackJumpers at the last second. But before we cut to the break, let's see what these players like at their Christmas time.
I'm gonna say Home Alone 3.
Elf's all right. I have watched that a few times. The Home Alones are pretty good too. I like those ones.
Probably go with Home Alone.
Elf, yeah, for sure. I'm a massive Will Ferrell fan, so anything he does is just gold.
I think I'd go straight to the chicken.
Well, it's a bit different for me because I've got the Croatian background, so you know, I'd go for the sadma, and then if Dad's on the barbecue cooking the cevapi, I'd be there as well.
Whatever's there, you know what I mean? But I'm early, that's all I'm saying. I'm early to the table. I don't waste no time.
At the age of like 6, I was like a massive horse kid. Like, you ever know the movie Spirit too? Yep. I used to watch it on like repeat. It was like this massive like play like horse, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. First PS1, and got like Harry Potter on it when it came out. It was so sick.
Peter, we need that ball over there, please. Oh, righto. Let's get into it. You'll go this way, Peter. Don't forget. Dribble ball. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. That big arena. Took us forever to get going, but we're into it. That's it. Grab a piece. Grab a piece. Put it down wherever you feel you need to put it. Off to a good start, Josh. Trick shots up here. Come on, this is very, very close. You've got to be smart where you put it. You've got to be smart where you put it. I'm not sure that was the way to put it. But anyway, we're not here to tell you how to play the game. It still looks good. come on, mate, come on. Let's say take your time and kind of nod as well, because he's quite up there, puppy. There we go. What have we got here? Is that his third? Here we go. Oh, I've got a winner. All right, thanks for that, Noah. Right on. Grand final time. I don't mind that, though. Are you ready to go? Harry, you ready to go, mate? Harry versus Peter, you ready? Stand there when you're going to start, we're ready to go. This is for a $500 Spirit of Tasmania voucher. Right, so back ready to get behind me. 3, 2, 1, let's go! $500 up for grabs. Peter's got it in. So has Harry. Harry's, those green pants are slowing you down, mate. Peter, come on, he's done it. Peter's got 2, what's going on here? Peter, oh. Come on, Harry. Get it up. Peter's going. Number 3 here.
Just the fact that I'll be able to be with my partner, we'll be down in Tassie on Christmas Day, as well as my teammates and that kind of community feel is something I'm really looking forward to. That'll be the best gift, is just getting to spend it with people I care about.
What we're doing in Australia, we've predominantly seen it in the NBA, and it's always been a nice festive day where a lot of people come to the game, turn up and have an amazing time. And after a few seasons, I think we're going to see sold out arenas. Nearly every team might play on Christmas Day, which would be really awesome. I know it's going to be a really, really awesome experience.
When I saw the schedule and I saw it come out that we were playing on Christmas Day, first thing in my mind was like, wow, this is awesome. Like back home, especially my family, a basketball family who loves hoops, we would sit there and watch 4 or 5 NBA games in one day. And so the fact that I'm getting a chance to do that in Australia is just, it's a huge honor for me. I think it just goes back to the NBL being on the forefront of a lot of new things that you're starting to see in sport and just expanding and growing.
Welcome back to My State Bank Arena. A slim 1-point lead for the JackJumpers, who it was all over in the first half. The South East Melbourne looks set to go in with the lead, and the JackJumpers whack, and they go in with a 1-point lead.
Well, this crowd's seen that before. It doesn't take much for them to flick a switch, and that's exactly what they did. Wasn't the best first half for them, but it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, Milton Doyle was the man on fire for the JackJumpers, who at times it felt like there was glad wrap on the rim. We thought, what was in the Christmas ham that they had at lunchtime today? Because they could not find it all, but at least Milton Doyle was able to provide that spark.
And that came out of the quarter-time chat with Scott Roth. I mean, Milton Doyle led that conversation, saying that they've got to get some feet in the paint, and you see it right there. He started turning the corner, getting downhill, gets to his mid-range jump shot, which is basically a layup for him, and then good things happen. This is the Milton Doyle that everybody's been wondering where he'd go for the last 2 games. He wasn't going anywhere. He was probably just a little bit jet-lagged. He's back now, and he's doing his thing in JackJumpers uniform, which is what we love to see.
Well, we look at the Blackmore shot chart. Milton Doyle, you look at that 14 points, 6 of 11, 55%. He's been able to get a go from the outside, but the worry at the moment now, they've managed to salvage that percentage to 5 of 15 with those 2 late whacks, but 0 from 3 from the three-point line. They're going to need to start hitting in the second half.
Yeah, they are. They just have to trust the process, don't they? They know they're getting good looks, and the shots are going to fall eventually. Maybe not in the quick succession like they did to end that half, but it's all about defense right now. If the shots aren't dropping, they trust themselves to get enough stops.
Well, for the South East Melbourne Phoenix, it's been a bit of a recurring theme throughout the year, but not to this extent. Alan Williams with 4 fouls in the first half. We'd expect to see him in very limited minutes, at least at the beginning of this second half.
Yeah, it was just the last thing they needed, and that first foul was there. Obviously, that's just him out of position, but these two are the ones that Drew was talking about. You can't put yourself in that position when you've just picked up a second one, and this was straight after. You know you've got 3. The coach is trusting you to be out there. You just cannot force anything. You've just got to make sure that you are too important to be on the floor. You can't be sitting down, and we're going to have to see that a lot more, you'd think.
We're going to see very limited amounts of Alan Williams in the second half. If you're the South East Melbourne Phoenix, how do you adapt, especially on the defensive end? You've got to play a much different style. You've got Will Magnay, a big force on that end that you're going to need to contain.
Well, I mean, they've been junking it up a little bit, but again, this is kind of a silver lining where that depth is already tested, so everybody down at Cody Statman, you're saying right now, you've got a green light. We need points. Go in there, have some fun, get the shots up, and if they drop, we're going to win this game.
Well, the JackJumpers with a 3-point flurry to finish that first half. The second half and a whole lot of action coming up next.
Plenty going on for you, obviously, outside of your footy playing through now. Plenty going on with the team now, keeping you busy. Fortunately or unfortunately for us, keeping you here in Tassie a bit longer.
Very good. Watching tonight, obviously, there's a lot of young people in the house in respect. Christmas Day with their families and then come out here for basketball, but it's a great environment and one that we'd like to replicate at an AFL level as well. And the JackJumpers are just such a great team that is symbolic of what Tasmanians are about.
So Jack, and you're saying it's a special day out for Christmas, obviously today with the family. Now, it's very hard to pick one, but do you have a favourite player?
Jack McVay. Yeah. I used to like Matt Campion, but then he went to the wrong team. Yeah, no, Jack McVay is our favourite. We've got Jack McVay, real supporters down here, and yeah, we like him, but we do still have a soft spot for Matt Campion.
Sure do, Jack. We're going to wrap it up there before we might get down here. But thanks so much for coming in. Enjoy the game with the family, and Merry Christmas. Nice to make a round of noise for Jack. Make some noise for him.
Great to have your company for Christmas Day in the Apple Isle as Tasmania play host to South East Melbourne. One of two games here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And it is the JackJumpers who lead by one off the back of 2 threes in 25 seconds to give them a 1-point lead, an unlikely 1-point lead heading into the third quarter.
It is, and a couple of unusual plays to finish it off, and a lot of Christmas cheer going on at the MyState Bank Arena. Did I get that right?
Yes, Andrew.
And
has been for 3 years.
Yep, the positive thing about this with the for the Phoenix, if you're trying to find them, they've done a terrific job on the boards. They lead that category. They've had 30 of them in total, but 14 of them coming at the offensive end. It's the foul trouble and their depth that's going to come into question. No Tarangi, and of course their star Alan Williams in all sorts of problems with the 4 fouls. But the Phoenix, they have not shot the ball well. They're not going to, surely they can't shoot that poorly again, only the 31% from the field. And if they have the possibility of doing a little bit better, you can find a way in which they can get back into this one. Did I just see Alan Williams coming back in to start this one? So what it shows is that, to me, with him coming back in, is that Mike Kelly looks at his bench and said, the gamble of having him out on the floor outweighs sitting him on the bench with the alternatives that we've got in his place right now.
Well, it's a big call. Very big call. There must have been a lot of conversation about how to play with foul trouble. And he needs to do better than that when he gets the rock. But, you know, if they can squeeze some good minutes out of him in this second half, it's worth the gamble. They're going to need him to be productive if they're going to win the game.
Got a hand in Milton Doyle's attempted lob for Magnate. And the shot clock now down to single figures. Doyle goes to work once more on Nader. Time falls short. Has 14 points, the game's leading scorer. All of those coming in the second quarter. Williams tries to dump it down. Good foul on the way through by McVeigh.
And that's the other way Williams can start to go about things a little bit offensively, is think of himself a little bit as a distributor, as a connector, because he can pass the ball.
Oh, very good. No, he is a really good distributor of the ball, and he's got great size, and he reads the play well. Now, there wasn't a lot of contact there by McVeigh.
Scored from Brown. Wins possession back for the Phoenix. He led by as much as 7 at the back end of the first quarter. It's been a tight game so far. Here's Williams after the little fine from Nader. Southeast Melbourne take their lead back. In early stages of the third term still to come. Sydney and Illawarra up next from Kudos Bank Arena. All part of the Christmas Day bonanza in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Kenyon, 1-on-3 up ahead. Nice take. Phoenix have got the first 2 buckets of the third quarter.
Heads up play from Gary Brown defensively. Rees-Mogg was in trouble as McVeigh gets right to the cup. The scramble from the Phoenix the previous possession was good.
Nader plays through Williams, that's short. And Doyle one way, then the other. What a pass for Magnay.
There is, and their weak side help, their rotations have been great, the Phoenix. Now, I know that was not an easy play to defend, but no help on the roller. And if you're going to show, you're going to need someone on that split line to help, or else it's going to be a dunk fest like we just saw there with Magnay.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, here's another look at it. Beautiful pocket pass, and as you see, no help defense whatsoever. That's Abdel Nader. Needs to be on the split line, near the bucket, ready to help out, and Magnay takes advantage.
Yeah, Nader playing that NBA no zone rule or 3-second defensive 3-second violation rule. He can get right over, get on that split line, and be even just as a deterrent, particularly when Williams is the one hard showing, because he's got to be cautious not to pick up that foul, so he can't be too handsy.
Whistle will be against Rees-Mogg. So his first. And we see Gary Brown getting some treatment. Ruben Tarangi's night is done. Mitch Creek not here tonight. No Gorjok Gak and no Craig Moller either.
Alan Williams is going off with the blood rule. You see the blood on the back of his jersey.
See, this is an interesting one, and it's one. New franchises, when you're out there, be cautious of what colours you're going to pick, because if you're playing the Wildcats and they've got a red jersey on, you're never going to know. I mean, seriously.
It's the 1%ers.
It is.
JackJumpers by 1, and that's a cheap one against the Phoenix.
He's in shock, but he shouldn't be. That was possibly one of the easiest calls the officials had to make, and a little bit of chirpiness going on. Here he is, just moving, shuffling the feet as he's trying to set that screen. You have got to be completely stationary, hypersensitive on those situations, the officials.
And Magnay rolls to the basket. Nice hands from Ben Air. Well, not to foul and come up with it. And Air's pass intercepted. Drimic, right place, right time. Everything going through Milton Doyle at the moment, and as it should. Game's leading scorer. Crosses over on Vague. He's unstoppable right now.
He is from the mid-range. Just gets to his spots. He's 0 of 3 from the three-point line, but if you get to that mid-range, he's been automatic.
Nail, Jack.
And Rosetto
2 shots, fellas. Next play.
draws a foul on Magna.
Well, they needed a circuit breaker of some sort, the Phoenix, and sometimes just getting to the free throw line can serve as that, especially if you can knock a couple of down, just take the air out of the game a little bit. Nader checks out, he's gassed. Been running hard these first few minutes of the third quarter.
Hasn't taken many. He's only a 50% free throw shooter.
And Phoenix trying to break their run on the road, which has been less than desirable. 15 of their last 19 away games they've lost.
Yeah, it's been a rough trot. Amazingly, they're right back. They're right in this. I mean, it's a
1 point ball
It's a
game.
1 point game. You watch it, but it's a dangerous moment in the game for them. You feel like the JackJumpers are ready to explode. The home crowd ready to go with them.
Magnate trying to score over the top of Williams. Here's Gary Brown, who's wearing jersey number 40.
And that's going to be unsportsmanlike. That was a lot better rotation. Williams on that pick and roll was right where he needed to be and where Nader needed to be the last time, so that perhaps the message is getting through is how in which they're going to help out on the rollers. And no legitimate play on the ball, so it's an unsportsmanlike.
Milton Doyle not happy with the call.
Just got a quick little look on the bottom of the screen there for a moment at Gary Brown's numbers. He's been active. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. They're going to need a big 15 minutes ahead from their import point guard.
Air turns the corner. He looks for Kenyon. Baseline. Left hand scores.
Well, they've managed this moment very well, the Phoenix.
25, pushing the back.
The scramble, the rotations defensively, they get out, they draw the unsportsmanlike. And now the N1 finish from Kenyon against his former team.
A little confusion on the weak side. Similar issues, no weak side help. Close out such as the respect that Kenyon's earned at the start of the season. They were staying in the paint and just allowing him to score or shoot from the three-point line, but you can't do that anymore for Kenyon.
We've spoken a lot about Alan Williams and his foul trouble. Similar conversation now for Tasmania. Milton Doyle, Liam, sits down with 4 fouls.
So he's going to be out for the rest of this third quarter, you'd imagine. Time for Jordan Crawford to start to step up a little bit. 2 of 10 from the field, 1 assist for Crawford thus far.
Christmas Day hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Hope you and yours are having a great day. Sydney and Illawarra to come up next as the NBL looks to dominate the Christmas Day landscape when it comes to sport. We're the only ones right now as McVeigh home alone for 3.
I saw what you did there, and that is elite.
No mention of the sticky bandits or the wet bandits. No. Didn't end so well for either of them. Ends really well for Brown there.
Well, he knows he needs to be big. You get that sense from Gary Brown. He's on the front foot. Attack mode, a chance to go into double digits now. Working on a double-double with a handful of dimes to go with it.
Marcus Lee checks back in. Will Magnay out. 3 minutes ago, Liam, he said this was a really important little period for the Phoenix. Brown misses that one. They'll get another attempt. It kind of feels like they've come out the other side of that now.
Yep, they've risen to the moment. It was threatening to go the other way. And now you can hear a little nervous tension in the building.
Well, there should be. They've struggling finding consistent scoring options. In that second quarter, they were really good.
No nervous tension from it. Our man.
No, he's chasing. Well, I think he thinks he's chasing burgers. Now, they're not on offer, but just the idea that there's a free throw going on by the opposition. But there should be some nervous tension. I still think the game, although the trail is in their advantage.
Marcus Lee will be shooting free throws. Pete Hooley courtside.
Guys, you mentioned the last 3 minutes from the Phoenix has been unbelievable the way they managed to put points on the board. But this might be a period that the JackJumpers look back and I realise that no one put a body on Alan Williams at all. He had 4 fouls, came out in the third quarter. Every time he set a screen, no one's trying to fight over, put him in that impossible position where he might get a 5th foul, sit down, and down the other end, there's no one putting the body near him close. Everything that he's getting away with, and now he gets to have a quick breather, and it's had a pretty big impact since he's been on the floor.
Lee makes the second. Jump online, nbl.com.au/no ball. Scottie Pippen, Luke Longley, Horace Grant talking about one of, if not the greatest team in NBA history.
Well, in the history of sport, I'm not just talking about basketball, that was one of the great periods in sport throughout the world. And to hear it firsthand for 3 of the very more significant players in that team, there'll be some real interesting insights.
Great chat, Horace Grant on the huddle with Pete during the week saying, hey, listen, I'm going to get some things out of Luke and Scotty that they don't want to talk about. That they may not never have spoken about before. So he put it right there, out there, in no uncertain terms, that there was going to be some exclusive stuff in those chats.
Nice.
Trimming. Aggressive take. He will also find himself shooting free throws. His first season with the JackJumpers.
Gary, watch your feet.
Coming off an NBL 1 title in the Central Division with West Adelaide.
He fits the DNA, I think, of a JackJumpers type player. A guy that's coming in, looking for opportunity, perhaps trying to show the rest of the league that maybe he hasn't seen the best of him. And he comes in, he's a fierce competitor, and he's fitted in well.
And with those makes, brings Tasmania back to 1 the difference. And it's still South East Melbourne who are maintaining their lead, albeit a slender one. Nader got away with a travel. JackJumpers look to take the lead back. What a move from Crawford.
Sold the candy cane. Jordan Crawford and cruised his way to the cup.
The entire 5 on the court from South East Melbourne were buying what he was selling.
Well, that was very tasty. Foxwell was turned inside out.
And it's the Phoenix who lead by 1. There's Jordan Crawford's mum and daughter in the crowd. And before the game, Pete Hooley had the chance to catch up with him.
The game was a big win over the Hawks and a much-needed win for the team. What are you taking out of that one going into this against the Phoenix?
You know, it's just about Jackie's basketball. Being up the floor, being aggressive, grinding it out, 40 minutes, and just playing our style.
You mentioned a little bit in the post-game what it's like to have Will Magnay and Marcus Lee behind you, because defensively, the team's changed since Magnay's come in. What does it mean for you locking up or knowing that if someone goes past you, you got the Twin Towers?
Yeah, it makes you a little more confidence and maybe gamble a little more than you should. But when you got two beasts down there and cleaning things up and blocking everything and just being a presence down there, it just helps so much.
Now, we know what happened with Giannis in the game ball. It's a special game today. If you game winner or a 50 ball, your daughter going to get that game ball today?
Oh, we're just trying to come out with a victory today, and we'll get the victory and get to see their faces smiling and just proud that I'm out here.
His first season as a Jack Jumper, he's settled in beautifully. And you mentioned, Liam, with Milton Doyle off the floor at the moment with 4 fouls, it's Jordan Crawford's time.
Yeah, he's going to get the rock, and they're going to ask him to make plays. And that time, Drew, he made a very nice one.
He certainly did. I would have been erring on, if Foxwell, of trying to stop that. They haven't shot the ball well from the three-point line at all, so perhaps you're going to take the odds the other way. But no, it's been good. That could be an offensive foul. No, it's a block. They've called a block. And take a look at this. This is going to be the 4th personal foul. Oh, gee, he's unlucky.
You would challenge that, I would have thought.
And I think they might be.
Yeah. On replay, that looked like a charge. It could be, with what Jordan Crawford brings to this team. Am I interrupting you?
No, not at all, Drewy. Never.
Sorry.
Please.
I think when you look at the differences what they had this year as opposed to others, as we take a look at the replay again, he established his position there, one at more step, and goes into his chest. Oh, I don't know, maybe the sliding across while he's in the air, maybe. It's a tight one. But what Crawford provides that I think they haven't is that very system-orientated, and with him on the floor, his ability to create shots off his own back, create his own shot, create for others outside of the structure that they run is a big improvement, I think, in that area of what they've had in the past.
What are you thinking here, Liam?
I think that'll get overturned. I think that's an offensive foul for mine. A little slide of the feet late, but he's in legal guarding position, and he takes that hit right down the numbers.
Yes, I've got you.
Just moving slightly.
Upon review, the coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The blocking foul on Lee will stand. We'll have 2 shots, Southeast Melbourne.
Well, my home fans don't love it, but and the explanation there was that he hasn't established legal guarding position, which surprises me. He's right in front of the driving nader.
Me too.
And that now is his 4th foul. Jack, as you were saying, Will Magnay, he's got no personal fouls, so you suspect he'll be coming back into the game.
Pete Hawley, courtside.
Guys, I'm ducking for cover right now because I think this entire crowd thought the same thing. They all thought that was going to be a successful challenge, but it might be a bit of karma because Scott Roth's been lucky with the timing of both of his challenges. That they had to clean the floor because of Marcus Lee falling down. It's been an extended wait before he's called for the challenge. They managed to, everybody's seen the replays looking up. We might have to put some sort of shot clock on this and not let them wait 15 to 20 seconds to make up their mind.
And they get away with it. They fall back into a zone defense.
I have a normal foul on the play. I'd like to review for unsportsmanlike excessive and hard contact on Tasmania number 3.
Anthony Drimmick in the firing line here.
You smashed him in the back. I'm reviewing it.
So it was Foxwell that went flying. The officials called a regular foul on Anthony Drimmick. Contact in the back of Foxwell, but thrown it to the replay centre for review. Keep an eye on the top left of your screen. He comes in. Foxwell tries to block out, and bang.
Now that's going to be unsportsmanlike. That'll be upgraded, I think. Just drops the shoulder. No play on the ball. Just drops the shoulder and pushes him in the back. So this will be 2 in possession. Gee. There's that wide open three that I was talking about.
And for kids watching on from home, Foxwell doing exactly what you need to do in that situation. Go find a body. Don't just turn and look for the ball. He got knocked to the deck as a result.
But he gets rewarded. A couple of free throws. Gets the roll.
And the lead is 3, Pete Hooley.
Bit of chirp coming again from the Phoenix bench there. Anzac Rosado and Anthony Drummond have been getting into it all game. We know Ben Ayre likes to chirp as well. Two of the biggest chirpers, I guess, in the league, and Ben Ayre and Anthony Drummond going at it. And to be honest, I haven't heard this much chirp sitting courtside to when Copes beat Gazy on the links last week in the competition.
Yeah, that was very chirpy.
And sent a screenshot of the scorecard of the entire group. And Drimic loses possession. Likewise, Nader. Crawford left all alone at the free throw line. That's money.
Well, they closed out the second quarter in style, Tassie, and it was deflating for the Phoenix. And threatening to do the same right here. Southeast Melbourne need to respond.
And Nader gets that to drop. That's 13 points now to go with his 7 rebounds.
Zone defense again. They've had, in my judgment, through my eyes, very little success with that zone defense.
That time it's Sean McDonald who punches a hole through it.
And where they are having some success, excuse me,
2 shots, get lined up.
An almighty slip of the tongue.
It is Christmas Day, of course, Lee.
Jeez, all right.
Family program.
Is playing through Abdel Nader right now. Now, he had the turnover in transition as he was trying to weave his way through the traffic, but he's starting to look a little more comfortable. Starting to look like the go-to guy that they need him to be without Mitch Creek in the lineup.
No, for sure. And did you see by the ball, the way in which he plays, that his movement on the floor, some of the decision-making. Now, the shot has not been falling. 3 of 10 for him in this one. But you can see the makings of it. Perfect 8 of 8 from the free throw line for his 15 points so far.
Gary Brown a bit sore in back play. Crawford short on the 3.
Oh, jeez. Trying to run through it. Cop a knee. The corky.
Been in the wars tonight, Brown.
Here we go,
We'll get him checked up. And hopefully for the Phoenix case can reload for the 4th quarter. He'll be important for them down the stretch. Williams still out there with 4 fouls to his name. Gets a good look for Air. It doesn't go down. 3 of 18 from outside in this game, Southeast Melbourne. Let some chances slip. Crawford ran out of options. Nader picks it off. Here's Krislovic stepping out for 3.
As you mentioned, Liam, they called the right numbers to end the second quarter. And they've been able to knock down a couple here to finish the third.
Ben Ayre with ball in hand. Kicks it out for Alan Williams. 9 seconds for the JackJumpers to once again finish the quarter with a bang. McDonald. Doesn't go that time.
Great
Tasmania cling to a 1-point lead at three-quarter time. Stay with us. The conclusion of Game 1 on our Christmas night doubleheader is coming up next in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Looks good. Faisal, come on. That's 3, Faisal. Let's go, mate. Come on. You're looking good. You're looking good. Bit unlucky. $50. Get behind him, everyone here. There's another one coming in. Oh, still on 50. Come on, Faisal. You've got a bit of time left, mate. Let's go. He looks great. Let's get behind him, everyone. Make it some noise for Faisal. Come on. $50 a shot. Let's go with this. Another one. Where's our clock here? Oh, still on 50. Looking good though. Come on, mate. Come on, Faisal. Looking, oh, unlucky this person ever. It's going for the backboard attempt. $50, mate. Let's go. And then race over here for your minute shot. Hey, how much?
Come on, let's go.
You got to hurry.
The clock. This is the big one. Here we go. As quick as you can. Here we go. Let's go. Oh.
Up for the buzzer. Faisal, bring it in. $1,000, don't worry about the 100 money. You got $1,000, my say, mate.
We've got the close one on Christmas Day. Tasmania leading Southeast Melbourne by 1, 62-61. Been a lot of fun at MyState Bank Arena so far, but this game is very much up for grabs with a quarter to play.
It is on the balance. Now, it's a grind. But when you think of the grind, this is the type of Jack Jumpers basketball that they are more comfortable with. But the Phoenix, full credit to them, shooting at 32%, and they only trail it by a point. And a lot of that's because they're sterling work on the boards.
Phoenix at the moment are in free-fall. 8-9 on the season. They've lost their last 3 by a combined margin of 75 points. Their MVP caliber player, Mitch Creek, not out there tonight. This would be enormous, Liam, if they could pull this off.
This would be an almighty result, a big-time Christmas gift to all the Phoenix fans watching from home, if they can get there. They won't care how much of a grind it is, how ugly it may or may not be, or what kind of shooting percentages are in play. They can get a win on Christmas Day in Tassie. They'll be over the moon.
Winning in Tasmania is not an easy thing to do. Air in transition, flat-looking 3. Offensive rebound number 16 for the night for the Phoenix. You can hear Scott Roth furious in the background. Brown from long range.
Well, it's rebounding's getting it done. They're annihilating him in that department. It's 30-40.
Krislovic can't score.
Well, the Jack Jumpers solved that rebounding puzzle in that third quarter. Only gave up 1 offensive rebound, I think, in that third term. But to start this fourth quarter, there's been 3 in a row here for the Phoenix.
Gary Brown feeling pretty good about himself. Steve from Sean McDonald. Second place Jack Jumpers. Looking to solidify their spot rather truly inside the top 4 with a couple of wins over this Christmas and New Year period.
Jackies that have their eyes on trying to work their way into a top 2. But this is the type of game you must win if you're going to get there.
It's Kenyon, tucked away in the corner. Another O-board, this time it's vague for Gary Brown.
Oh, man.
Milk and cookies might be on him tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Scott Roth is furious. Another offensive rebound, gives up. And the bucket for the Phoenix, and now they're out by 5.
Magnate draws contact from Rosetto. Here's the Harvey Norman replay.
There's a little shake and bake in the step back and gets one to fall. But it's the amount of opportunities they're getting. These athletes are too good. When you get so many, what's that, 5 offensive rebounds already in the first couple of minutes, 3 minutes here in the 4th. It's just too many.
It's that nervous energy again that you were talking about with the JackJumpers.
Oh, yeah, it's back. And, you know, they take a lot of their cues, the crowd there at My State Bank Arena, from Scott Roth. And he's really mad. So much of their success is built around their work on the glass. We've got his mic open, Scott Roth, and I tell you, it's not bar humbug that's coming out of his mouth when they're giving up these extra possessions.
Southeast Melbourne lead by 4. Ruben Tarangi taking no further part in the game due to injury. Creek not there. Williams navigating 4 fouls. It's been a gutsy performance from the visitors, but it's not done yet. Gary Brown follows up his own miss and scores.
That's big time hustle. He's feeling it too, dancing with it, trying to draw the foul. Cleans up his own mess.
It's a fully loaded stat line. Nice touch from McVeigh.
It's a double-double for Gary Brown. 18 points, 10 boards, and 4 assists. Make it 5.
Well, this is JackJumper-like, the way they're playing on the defensive end. A lot of standing around, the back cuts, and the effort on the glass has been poor.
Marcus Lee off the lob from McVeigh.
And the last 2 possessions that Phoenix have gone back to that zone, and it's resulted in 2 really easy scoring opportunities. And might be trying to protect Williams. Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Marcus Lee, beautiful pass, but no pressure whatsoever. Had the choice of the shot or the pass.
Coach, gotta get back in the box, gotta get back in the box.
Brown catches one in the face from McDonald.
13.
And this is the type of Gary Brown we were talking about early in this game. The 6 points, 6 assists, 6 turnovers against Cairns.
Hey, next play, fellas, here we go. Next play, no huddle.
They need much more from him, and he is in a very confident state of mind right now. 18, 10, and 5, stuffing the stat sheet, having a big impact.
It's the 3rd double-double of his NBL career, Brown.
Stop!
Well, they make the change. They put Crawford on the Brown. Sean McDonald was guarding him.
Green 13, shove, white.
It's just a very small shove in the back.
His feeling in this game. It rolls out for Nader.
Well, they almost come up with it again.
71-67, still to come. Straight after this, we take you to Kudos Bank Arena for the Kings and the Hawks. Game 2 of our Christmas Day doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Very interesting minute or two coming up here.
It's in the balance. It's well and truly in the balance. Points really hard to come by, and those are the ones that can have a profound impact. Chance for a three-point play. Simple underneath out-of-bounds action. The curl at the top gets all the way to the rim, and the reach in by Kenyon. They trying to get the fans engaged.
Two-team foul.
A point the difference.
Oh dear. What a play. Harry Brown.
Crawford misses. McVeigh takes care of it. JackJumpers trailing by 1. Williams, the find for Gary Brown, jumps out.
Mr. Bunny, great look from Alan Williams. And Crawford right to the rim, can't finish.
Great recovery by Nader.
And it flies to the other end. And Magnay says no, sir.
He does indeed. Has a little chat to Abdel Nader after the play. Deservedly so too. Will Magnay, well timed, sends that one packing.
A timeout with 4:30 remaining.
Great contest from Nader. Down one end.
And 73-72. Snooze timeout. 4:30 remaining. It is in the balance, this one.
Wow, it's been a wild couple of minutes. And you're right, Jack, it is it's well and truly in the balance. I mean, this is here for the taking. And that being the case, you got to tip your hat to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, we all came in thinking they're highly undermanned. Now their MVP candidate not in the lineup, no backup center. Then they have Ruben Tarangi go down, Nolan Williams in foul trouble. I thought, geez, this could go pear-shaped very quickly for the road team. And they have hung tough. Not like they've lit it up. They're 5 of 23 from long range, but they're in this up to their eyeballs.
A one-point game on Christmas Day. Southeast Melbourne leading Tasmania 73-72. 19 offensive rebounds for the game for the Phoenix.
50-37 overall. So that, I think it speaks to Liam's point. Phoenix have come in here and they're the types of actions that represent the effort that they're putting in. They're getting on the glass, they're getting after it.
Nearly went down too. Brown missed the layup. Nader almost finishes there. But these two guys in particular, Gary Brown and Abdel Nader, coming up trumps here for the Phoenix in this fourth quarter.
Gee, first miss from the free throw line.
Tassie fans want burgers. Not this time.
Real Lion King vibes. There, wasn't there?
Little Simba. Doyle back into the game, also with 4 fouls. Nice pass. Magnay challenged by Williams. Southeast Melbourne doing so much right. Close out from McVeigh. Clock down to 5 for Air. Trying to get busy on Magnay. The presence of one of the best shot blockers in the league was enough.
It is, and I love the scramble, the intensity on the defensive end. Oh, my,
wow.
He was passing that. Milton Doyle was going for the alley-oop. He throws it up near the rim, and it falls.
He'll claim it. That's 18 for Doyle. Scores tied as we tick down to 3 minutes left at MyState Bank Arena. Big defensive play from Milton Doyle.
Well, he's making plays at both ends of the floor. Geez, it's a magical time of the year, but this is ridiculous. Did not mean to shoot that, Milton Doyle, and then comes across late.
With the 4 fouls too, so he didn't hold back. Knew this stage of the game, level of urgency you need, and he showed it.
Nader off the inbound. That's attempt number 14 for him. Only 3 made field goals for the game. And Crawford drags this one out. His pass was almost there, but Ben Ayre saw it coming.
It needed to be perfect. The idea you could see what was going through his head. It would have been special, but it wasn't.
Drimic picks up his third.
One of the things Nader's doing a very good job of is punishing the aggressive nature of this jack jumper defense. They're very physical, they're very handsy, they're in the passing lanes, the back cut right there. He's ripping the ball through arms, he's drawing fouls, he's shot double-digit attempts from the free throw line.
You just got to be cautious, though, for trying to play for the foul. You don't want to be distracted, because that's when those opportunities you get at the rim, you start to think about trying to draw the foul, and you miss the plays that you're supposed to. Well, you can hear what Scott Groth thought about the wipe up of the floor. Oh, he's thrown it out of bounds, but they've called an off-the-ball foul on Drimic for the hole. Similar to the other end, Williams thought there was going to be a back cut. And you can see why. Good call.
(23 of 25 from the stripe tonight, the Phoenix. Down the stretch, free throws mean so much in a game like this. Nader makes both.
You gotta let him move. If you got him up hook, you gotta let him move.
2.5 minutes left.
Well, they've got a bunch of players who like making plays in these moments, the jack jumpers. Crawford, McVeigh, Doyle, a lot of late game clutch performers on this team.
Oh. Some extras from Ayre. It's Jack McVeigh wants the MyState Bank Arena crowd to come with him.
It was a little unnecessary. The whistle had blown very early, and then it's the pull and shove to the ground.
Jeez. It's an interesting one. Who's going on with it? Who's going on with it? The offense or the defense?
Well, he's going on with it because he's trying to think he's going to get the N1. The whistle's gone. You just can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, the whistle, you can't hear it on the replay. It was very, very early.
Well,
but you're right.
If he hadn't heard the whistle, it's a definite unsportsmanlike.
Certainly.
So his argument to say, I didn't hear the first whistle, well, then it's a blatant unsportsmanlike.
I think it's just the fact that he got caught up grabbing McVeigh's arm after the fact. So there's a chance of an unsportsmanlike foul here on Ben Ayre.
2 fouls, and that's You're being very generous, I think, Liam, to find a way that how that, in any situation, is not going to be called an unsportsmanlike.
There's a hand check play here. Continued on. He's blatantly grabbed the arm, not a legitimate attempt to play the ball.
So it's 2 fouls, so this could be an expensive play. 2 free throws to a good free throw shooter. Oh, and they get the ball back.
I don't have no idea what you're going to call. Okay. Well, there's 14 here, okay?
14 seconds on the clock for Tasmania to work with. And to put themselves back in front. So the sellout crowd at MyState Bank Arena. Crawford turns the corner, finds Magnay. JackJumpers take the lead.
Great pass from Crawford. Beautiful 2-man action. They cleared out the whole side of the floor and gave Crawford and Magnay room to play with.
My word, and it showed where his head at, because he tried a spectacular pass the possession before and it didn't come off, but he still had the confidence in himself to go with a tough thread-the-needle pass back.
No back doors! So don't break here, straight technical foul. Here we go.
You can see the quarter-by-quarter breakdowns. 15 apiece in this 4th and final term.
Stay up, Jack, stay up!
Gary Brown guarded by McVeigh. Kenyon found the ball, couldn't score.
77!
There's the story of the quarter. Another offensive boards, but they weren't able to capitalise on it.
Tasmania meticulously run their way through their offensive set. That time it broke down, though. Open court for Kenyon. Phoenix back in front.
Gee, they had it too. Doyle tried to get it to Magnay. He was wide open, needed to be over the top, tried to go through, and it was a simple turnover. Magnay, look, he's wide open. Just the size and the good hand pressure results in a turnover and an easy 2 down the other end.
1 minute and 10 seconds left. What a game this has been. It came in, Liam, with all the makings of being pretty one-sided, if we're being honest, with the Phoenix on a 3-game losing streak and not having access to Mitch Creek and Ruben Tarangi going down early. This has been a hell of a fight for Mike Kelly's men.
It really has. You throw in the early foul trouble to Big Sauce Williams, who was having a big impact in the early going, and it was looking like it might go pear-shaped for the road team, but they have hung tough. They've battled through. Gary Brown stepped up. Abdel Naders stepped up. He's got 18 despite his struggles from the field, because he's got to the free throw line. And others, Kenyon, Ben Air, you know, even the seldom used Anzac Rosetto with some minutes out there, and giving them a little physicality and a little something, and they are right in this one down the stretch.
And shooting it at 32% from the field and 5 of 24 from the three-point line. Very rarely are you going to be trailing with only one, leading by 1 with 1 minute to play with those types of numbers.
And look for Magnay again. It leaves Drimic open on the perimeter. Shoots an air ball. Phoenix come down the court with a 1-point lead. And a great chance to make life very difficult for their opponents. Back to Air, has to shoot. Got it!
Huge hit from Air. Way downtown. Shot clock winding down. Ben Air. Big courage, big shot, big moment.
That is enormous. No timeout. JackJumpers have to get to work. McVeigh. It doesn't go. And the Phoenix let that roll out of bounds. Pete Hawley courtside.
walking all the way back to the locker room.
20 seconds left. They beat the half-court trap, and now time is very much their friend. Tasmania try to foul and can't. Now they've got a massive problem. They eventually foul, but it'll be Ben Eyre to ice the game as an 87% free throw shooter.
Paul Magnate subbed out of the game, and he's not even sticking around for the end of it. As Pete Hawley on the spot told us, didn't look all that good. And, well, this is a surprise, but one that just reeks of character and courage and determination by the Phoenix. You see it in the numbers on the boards. And although they haven't been able to shoot the ball as efficiently as they like, they found a way just to hang in there and grind out what looks like it's going to be a historic win for them.
This is a gutsy win.
Yep.
Low 30% from the field, mid 20% from three. They've been absolutely outstanding from the stripe. 27 from 29. So a whole heap of free throw attempts, and they've shot it at over 90%. All kinds of effort on the offensive glass. They have just found a way to win.
And Gary Brown is someone that about halfway through the second quarter, Liam, he said if the Phoenix are going to be in this down the stretch, Gary Brown's going to have to come up really big for them.
Yeah, and Drew, you mentioned it right off the opening tip, that he's a guy that they needed to step up. And just adding to the drama, here's what happened to Will Magnate. Was it a knee knock or something? He knew right away, I'm in bad shape here.
Didn't look good. When there's not any clear evidence of a collision, they're the ones you kind of worry about a little bit more than some of the others.
Fingers crossed, because Will Magnate's injury history has been as tough as just about anyone's in the last few years.
And a quick shout out to Alan Williams. His ability to play through foul trouble in the second half has been impressive.
7-0 run from the Phoenix to ice the game. Nader with the steal. That is the icing on top of a wonderful Christmas cake. It's been a challenging couple of weeks for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, but tonight it's a wonderful life. 85-77 they win on Christmas Day in a win full of guts and fortitude.
Yeah, it's been impressive. It's, you know, we lack confidence in them because of the adversity they've had to deal with playing against a high-quality team, coming off a really good win on the road against the Illawarra Hawks, and it was always looked like it was going to be too much of a mountain to climb, but this man stepped up. We asked for it and he did it. The effort on the board's outstanding, the 20 points, and a lot of them coming when they needed them the most, the 6 assists, the leadership that he's able to provide. He becomes our footlocker player of the game, and he's had a tough time of late. When you think of the fouls to Williams, Ruben Tarangi going down and out for the game, they just hung in there, and some really good signs with the development of Nader as well.
We're back to wrap it up on the other side of this. The Phoenix winners in Game 1 on Christmas Day.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Well, Liam Santa Maria said at the top of the broadcast that it would need to be a Christmas miracle for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix to get this one done, and I'll tell you what, it was more than that. They were almost a man down in Alan Williams, but they dug, and they dug Peter Hooley, and they've come out with one of the much-needed victories of the entire season so far.
Oh, gutsy's the word, isn't it? What an unbelievable performance. I mean, our Foot Locker player of the game, Gary Brown, we kept talking about he had to stand up, and he did that. He was terrific. And look, I think we just copped a bit of a spray from Alan Williams. He was pointing at everyone saying, you didn't believe in us. I don't know many people outside the Phoenix believed they'd win this one, but they dug deep, they found a way, and an enormous win for them.
Well, you look at the parity from top to bottom in this league right now. Tasmania, they were sitting pretty at second. Now they've moved down to fourth, but coming up in not too long, the Sydney Kings and the Illawarra Hawks. The Christmas double just keeps on going, Pete.
Can't wait for this one. We thought this one was chirpy. I love that rivalry. I think there might be a little bit more spice to this one. I haven't got any more Christmas puns like the other bloke.
Well, Justin Tatum, the guy that everyone was saying is going to be the saviour for the Illawarra Hawks, well, the party came to an abrupt end at the hands of the Phoenix last time around. He's going to need to bounce back. All that coming up soon. The Illawarra Hawks and the Sydney Kings.